Hey guys, welcome to my channel IshaDevops. This is Biswajit. In this video, we will discuss about how to install Jenkins in Windows, and I will create a CI/CD pipeline after installation of Jenkins. So in the last video, I have told you I will explain the installation of Jenkins. So anyone else who is interested to installation in Mac OS or Linux, please comment in the comment section. Thank you. Let me share my screen.
Now you can see my screen. So in this screen, you can see the steps how we'll install Jenkins. So first thing is prerequisites. So for Jenkins installation, we need a JDK to be installed in your system. Check if JDK is already installed, and if not, download and install the appropriate version. Okay. So in this video, I will show you how to install JDK on your local system, and after that to install Jenkins. Then let's come to the next. Okay. Mm, so these are the requirements which you will require before installation of Jenkins. First thing is hardware requirements, 2 GB RAM, disk space is 1 GB, JDK or JRE, operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, Ubuntu, any operating system, Java container war file. So Jenkins has two release types, LTS and weekly release. Okay. So first we will focus on the weekly release. So before that, we'll see the versioning in your system. So in my system, I will check the Java is installed in my system or not. So it's not installed. So unrecognized option version. So it's a fatal, could not create the Java virtual machine. It means Java is not there in my system. Okay. So for installing Java, hmm, I will show you step by step process how to install Java. So let's say Java installation on Windows. So mostly Java we install from Oracle, right? So Java latest version, Java downloads, you will go JDK 21. So this is the latest version. Java 17, Java 12, Java 8, older versions are there. If you require any older version, you can download as it is. So in my system, I need JDK 21. So I will go to Linux, Mac OS, Windows. I need Windows operating system. I will go here x64 installer. Uh, this is my requirement for this. I will click on this, then it will start downloading. So friends, in my system, JDK is already installed. So I don't want this again to be installed. So I'll go here. So this is my JDK. First, I will click JDK installation. So the file takes some time to open. So installer starts preparing to install the JDK. Now in your screen, you can see the Java dialog box where after the installer is open, you can see welcome to the installation widget of JDK 21.0.2. I'll go to next. Here it will be installed in your look path, which path you will give. Let's say I am okay for C program files. If you can change, you can click on this and you can give the path you want to do. So like E drive, C drive, or any other folder you want to download. That's fine. Depends on you. Mine is fine. I am okay for this path. So I'll do next. So after that, JDK installation starts. In this process, friends, I have already downloaded my Java installer. Now I have clicked on this and my installation starts and it takes some time. Meanwhile, I will just tell you how Jenkins installation works and what are the requirements. So we already discussed about this. Now after JDK installs, meanwhile, then we will download the Jenkins from the Jenkins website, and then I will install that. So in the installation process, you will see like this how to do the plugins. So after installing the Jenkins, you will have the Jenkins home directory. During the installation process, you will be prompted to specify the Jenkins home directory and port number. Then you will have the service settings where specify the Jenkins installation to run as a service or a standalone applications. Choose the recommended settings. Then once installation is complete, you will be prompted to install suggested plugins, required plugins to be suggested for basic Jenkins setup. Then create a new Jenkins job that will define your build process. Navigate to Jenkins dashboard, choose create new job option. So configure your jobs general settings, select your source code management system, add your build steps, build your project, make sure all your configurations run correctly by selecting build now. Then after that, configuring Jenkins plugins. So plugins are used to add functionality in the Jenkins. There are 1,000 plugins available in install in the Jenkins. So choose the plugins that meet your specific needs and ensure the compatibility of your environment. So plugin management can be done from the Jenkins dashboard once you will download that and install that. You can add or remove plugins and update the existing ones. Always verify compatibility with your current Jenkins version before applying plugin updates. Some popular plugins are Git, S3 Bucket, Ansible. Find recommended plugins from Jenkins for a variety of use. Use the install suggested plugins option during installation to have those plugins installed automatically. So after that, access into Jenkins web interface. This is the web interface where you access the dashboard by opening your browser and navigating to the local host. As we are installing on the Windows, so we don't have IP address, we will install it in localhost. So it will be localhost 8080 is the port. So this is the default URL for the Jenkins web interface. Now you will go to admin panel, Jenkins. After the Jenkins open, you will see the dashboard UI. Then from the dashboard, you can manage or monitor jobs, build history, system configuration to access the Jenkins. So this is the overall process where we will follow and we'll start installing. So our JDK is been successfully installed, right? So then we'll go to next steps. Next step is accessing the tutorials or APIs on documents. So once it installed, so JDK 21 documentations you can see. If you need any help, readme, release notes, migration, how to installation guide, tools, language, or any other specific things you want to understand, or you are more interested in this, then you can do that. Otherwise, we can close this. Okay. So after this is done, we'll check if our Java is installed or not. So Java hyphen version, right? So it's already installed. We have 1.8.0.391 version is there. Okay. Now I will go to Jenkins installation, right? So Jenkins, I'll go to this Jenkins MSI. I'll click on this. So Jenkins is installed. So is the latest version 2.426.3 is the setup. So it's already been downloaded. So I'll click, we'll go to Jenkins next. So run server as a local or domain user. Okay. So it's account ID and password it wants to give. Let's say as of now, you don't want to give anything. So you server service as a local system. Okay. So you cannot give that. Let's say local system. So test port. So your port is busy or not even see. So it is assigning 8080 port. Then we'll go to here. So here it is searching for Java. Our Java is installed. JDK, right? Next, next, installed. Okay. So like how the Jenkins is being installed. Here it's finished, and once you'll click on finish, say open your browser, we'll check our Jenkins is installed or not. So friends, here we'll check localhost 8080. Okay. So once if your system has Jenkins installed, you'll get this thing. If it's not installed, you'll not get anything like this. Okay. Guys, after installing Jenkins, I will search for localhost 8080 for my Jenkins to be start. So what the browser will do, it will show this screen. Unlock your Jenkins. It will show where you can see the details of your initial admin password. So you can give your password. It's program data, Jenkins, Jenkins secrets, right? So let's say I will go to my folder. I will go to my C. There I have program data. I have Jenkins. I have Jenkins. I have secrets. There it's initial password, right? So here I will open this with my notepad. This is the password, right? So I will copy this. Then I will go to the browser. I will put the password. Then you will see this page. Install suggested plugins in the customized Jenkins. Okay. So here you will click on this page where you have to uh, click the customized plugins. So after that, it will get started with the suggested plugins: timestamper, pipeline, Git, LDAP, OWASP, markup formatter, GitHub branch source, email extension. So what is the minimum basic requirement? Like if you will create a pipeline, a new pipeline. So what are the basic setup plugins you should not be requiring? Like Jenkins is giving you some help. Like these are the plugins mostly you require in the initial setup of pipeline and all. So you don't have to search and install the plugins on your own. So these are the suggested basic softwares we use in any project we are working on. And GitHub, Gradle, pipeline stage view, time authentication, Git, LDAP, pipeline. Okay. So after this plugins will get installed, it takes some time. Uh, then we'll go to the next page. So here there are in this previous step, we have two steps, right? One is install suggested plugins, one is select plugins to install. So if you're an advanced user, click the select plugins to install. Okay, so that allow you choose which plugins to install. So these are so many plugins unnecessary, the space. If you don't require all these things, this not need to install, right? So if you're advanced user, you know what you need to install. If you're initial user, Jenkins is helping you. But if you are advanced user, you don't need to choose this step. You have to change select plugins to install. So there, whatever the plugins you require initially, that only that plugins you will install it, and you can release your pipeline. Okay. These are the steps which it is installing. Maybe ant, we don't require ant, but it's installing. It's the default Jenkins, as we have chosen Jenkins to help us. So it's installing the suggested plugins. Okay. So hopefully it takes something around 5-10 minutes. So here the versioning is there, Jenkins 2.426.3, the latest version. So friends, Jenkins is an open source automation server developers can use to automate building, testing, and deploying applications. Okay. So here we are seeing how to install Jenkins in Windows. So let's say you create a virtual machine or a EC2 instance of Windows in AWS or Azure or GCP or any other cloud. So if it's a Windows based operating system, you can follow this step to install Jenkins on there. If you have a requirement for Mac OS or Ubuntu, please comment in the video section. I will come with the next video how to install Jenkins in Ubuntu or Linux. Okay, friends. So this is the next stage. After that, so you have to give your username and password. Let's say username is admin. Password I have given. Okay. Full name Biswajit. Okay. So email address as of now I'm not giving. If you are in your organization, you should give that. Okay. So save and continue. Data breach. Okay. So it's showing that we have to give something as Google suggests. Okay. So email address also it's asking. Let's say I will put my email address. Okay. So now the Jenkins URL is this URL which we are using. Okay. So Jenkins URL used to provide the root URL for absolute links to various Jenkins resources, values required for proper operation of many Jenkins features, email notifications, PR status updates, build URL environment variable providing to build steps. We'll click on finish, save and finish. And now we'll start using Jenkins. So this is the UI which we are seeing for the Jenkins. When Jenkins is installed in your system. So this is the page. This is the credentials. So let's say I will do logout. So this is asking me for logins. We'll check or logout credentials is working on it. So it's working. Okay. So this is the dashboard where you can see the new item, people, build history, manage Jenkins, my views. So in manage Jenkins, you will click, you will see these are the system tools, plugins. So this is the plugins manager where you can choose available plugins. These are the available plugins if you want to update anything or something. Okay. So in updates, see, you cannot see anything, but there are no updates. This is all latest we just installed. These are the installed plugins which we have already installed with the by default plugins, right? So this is the available plugins we have not installed. We can install any so many plugins are there in the market if you can install. So this is the advanced settings. Advanced setting means so any HTTP proxy or any new plugins which you can install from a third party or a website, you can use this. Here, once you are downloading the installed plugins, you can see your download progress. So these are the plugins we have already installed. See, LDAP, pipeline, mailer, and all. Right. Same way, manage Jenkins. You can go to the tools. So in the tools, you'll click if you have any integration you have to do. JDK, any third-party JDK installation in any other server, you can give the details, Git details, Maven details, Gradle details, Ant details. So there are so many tools integration. You can do third-party tools apart from Jenkins. So these are the system configuration settings. So in system configuration, what you will do, if you click on this, okay, so you'll see there are so many details you can give, like global properties, or you can any scans, or let's say in Azure credentials or AWS credentials, or anything you want to save, you can save here in the system. These are the nodes. Node means in Jenkins we can create multiple nodes. This is the master node. If you want to create a child node, like separate child nodes who depends on this master node, you can create. You can click on this new node, and once you will create it, it will ask you the node name and the details and all. You can create in this way if you need any copy of your Jenkins to be used by other people. So any cloud you can add here. Okay. So these are the credentials. If you need any user ID password to be stored, which can be used in the pipeline, you can store here. Okay. Any user ID and password, and no one can see this. And any users you want to create apart from this is admin one user, my name Biswajit Das. So any new user you want to create, which you want to give access to this particular Jenkins, okay, they can create the pipelines, they can delete the pipelines, they can start the pipeline. So you can create a user and you can give the credentials and you can provide the link, and with his username and password he can use that. Okay, how I have the username and password, so you can create username and password provided with him, so he can use that. Okay, these are the users we can see. If there are, this is one user now, multiple users, we can name them, developer, tester, like that. So security. So in security, we can define if we have multiple users. Okay, so who can have the authentication to trigger the pipeline? Who can have the authentication to delete the pipeline? Who can have the authentication only to read the pipeline? These all things we can give in the security purpose. Okay. Troubleshooting the old data, we can do that, and we can use the shutdown here. If you want to use Jenkins CLI, you can use that. Okay, so these are the tools you can use in the manage Jenkins. So people means, see, who are the users who are using right now the Jenkins, this current one, only I am. If there are multiple users, it will show the list of the users. You can see here build history. So there are no pipelines we have not created yet. So that's why there is no build history. Once you have any initial pipeline, it will show the build history, which date when you have created the pipelines and when you have triggered the pipeline. There are no jobs as of now, so you cannot see anything. Okay. So this is the basic Jenkins installation I have done, and I have show you like I have explained you how we can install Jenkins step by step with JDK and other things. So in the next video, I will show you a basic pipeline, a Java application. I will integrate that from the GitHub to Jenkins, and I will show step by step the process how to deploy a Java basic application. Thank you. Stay tuned for that. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Okay. Bye bye.